Excuse me. Right. Working on a 5-man squad. Here we go. This is a 5-man Space Wolves tactical support squad. They're all, I believe they're all armed with these Volkite caliber guns from Warhammer 30k, the Horus Heresy game. So if you wanted to use them in Warhammer 40k, I don't know if Volkites are a thing in Warhammer 40k or not. But yeah, these are Space Wolves in Mark 6 armor. Although this does look like a Mark II backpack. I could be wrong. So I'm using a technique that I use on most of my projects nowadays. It's called assembly line painting, batch painting. And even though there are slight differences in all of 5 of the models in this squad, in the gear or the armor, I'm going to try to stick to the same techniques across the board so everybody's on the same level. Hello. Welcome. The one from the past. Hello, welcome. Branching out into Tyranids. No kidding. That's funny. I've got a whole Leviathan box that I need to paint up. Whole Leviathan box with Tyranids. Just looking for the right color scheme. But I like how you did it. You just went for it. I keep stressing out about like what's gonna be the easiest and the fastest to paint, and I don't want to get hung up halfway through the painting, so I end up never starting sometimes. I gotta follow your example a little bit more. Just go for it. Yeah, he looks great. The Hive Tyrant is such a cool model too. It's so big and imposing. So I don't know if you guys have seen, but they've announced the Warhammer coin of the month is actually a Horus Heresy coin that's going to be available on Saturday at your local Warhammer stores. So if there's a Warhammer store, you can swing by and pick it up. And I think that is a pretty good indicator that they're going to announce at least the, if not the pre-orders, at least they're going to announce the release date for Saturnine. That's what my instincts are telling me. I don't know. I could be wrong. You guys hyped for the new Horus Heresy box? What legions are you guys planning on painting? Those giant hulking Saturnine Terminators and Dreadnought. High Fleet Chronos. Yeah, that's the new is that the one in the new kill team? Wait a minute. Is this Rune Lord Brass? Bjorn69, I saw some newer posts and seen you painting Black Templars. They look a lot better than mine. I plan on learning from your color suggestions in the videos. Oh, hello, Leo Film. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I finished my Black Templar Marshal right here. And I can show you some of the things that I've done since the videos that I've posted. Painted the little chest shield red as a spot color. And then I used the transfer from the Black Templars transfer sheet. And just kind of finish the paint jobs over here. Yeah, that'd be good. I bet somebody on Etsy's already done that. Made Saturnine-sized pauldrons and stuff for everybody. Yeah, so this thing up top, the big relic, I think it I should have saved it for its own like little mini tutorial, like YouTube short video. But basically, if you want to follow my color scheme, it's Xandri dust, then Rakarth flesh, add in a little bit of wraith bone. Try to keep the Xandri dust in the cracks and crevices on the front where you want that sheer cloth effect. And then it's just corn red for the candles, necro gold for the gold band, the halo, lead belcher for the silver, then corn red for the purity seal, and then wraithbone for the script. Necro gold for that gold, lead belcher for the nails, and then in the back, I decided to go with Mornfang brown for the wood, give it a nice like a reddish mahogany sort of tone. Then there's a silver band back there, lead belcher, and there you go. Little Templar cross transfer on the back of his backpack. And that's it. I was thinking of doing more transfers for him, but he seems to be pretty clean on his own. That cream colored cloth tutorial that I came out with, I think that worked out really nicely. And I'm going to use that for all of my Black Templar robes moving forward. So he's done. He's ready to go to be deployed to eBay to go on a search and rescue mission for some money for the coffers. I think this guy is pretty done. Pretty close. Let's get the wrist. Go. Using Black Templars is Black Templar contrast paint for black. It's a lot easier than using an acrylic paint. It flows really nicely into all the cracks and crevices, and it dries matte. So I'm a huge fan of Black Templar contrast paint as a black paint. So now what I'm doing is I'm batch painting these 5 Legion Tactical Support Marines. They've all got Volkite calivers. Some of them have bare Space Wolves heads exposed. So Hive Fleet Kronos is the ones that started to eat demons. Ooh. Interesting. I'm gonna give each of my 5 guys, a Space Wolves wolf head transfer. Except, oh, and a rune on the front of the shoulder pad there. I was thinking of giving them the tactical arrow somewhere on the bottom, but I don't want them to look too busy. So this is the level that I'm going for my Space Wolves Mark 6 guys. So he's ready for his transfers and basing work. This guy's like completely done. He's ready to go to eBay. So everybody else has to get up to this level. And once I'm done with these, I'll get to work on painting some more Varagir Terminators here in the back. And then I've got this character, Varo Red Blade. I thought he was just like a Praetor that my vendor had built up. But yeah, apparently he's a real guy. He's like a named character. So I might save the characters. The one from the past has chosen for the amazing Praetor to be built or to be painted. So I'm working out the color scheme so that I can do it in like one fell swoop of a video and not have to keep going back and forth to it. And I'm about halfway done plotting out him. So it's a little tricky because there's so many different textures and parts to this model, the back banner, the armor, the trim, all the little doodads hanging off. What's interesting is that I usually see this guy with his helmet on, but he has a pretty awesome bare head as well. I think it's like a shaved head with a very long beard. You mostly see it painted like a very bright Troll Slayer orange. I love how it's got like these claw marks on the shield too, like he's actually used it in combat. Very cool. So I think the characters I'll save, and then I've got 5 Deathsworn Space Wolves here from Forge World. Built up, primed black, ready to go. I'm still working out the colors for all of these guys, so that will be done at a later date. But just want to show you that I'm working on a pretty sizable Space Wolves in July. And what time is it? It must be super early or very late in California. It is pretty late. It's 2:30 in the morning. We just managed to get the girls down to sleep, and hopefully they'll stay asleep all night. Fingers crossed. Just enough time to get some work done at the painting table. All right, where was I? I'm gonna go with this guy next. He's got a pretty cool open helmet. Yes, very intimidating. A little mohawk and everything. My recipe for Space Wolves Gray Armor is for the 30K game universe. It's a little bit different from the Space Wolves in 40K. 40K Space Wolves have like a powder baby blue grayish armor, but Space Wolves in 30K are much more dark gray. Not much blue tones to it. But I do like to add a little bit of a bluish tone to it, so it's not completely like a Dusk Raider Mechanicus standard gray, you know? There's a little bit of a softness to it with the baby blue or the powder blue. You just don't want to go too far into that direction. Legendary Thunder Warriors. Hello, Moon. It's 5 a.m. where I'm at. What's your blue recipe? I'm just seeing this. My blue recipe. You mean for my Space Wolves armor here? I gotta try to color match this transfer. It looks like a corn red. I'm gonna say it's a corn red. So my blue recipe for my armor, my blue gray armor here is Eshin gray, then do a dry brush with Dawnstone, and then Administratum gray. I think whoever assembled these miniatures, I bought these off of eBay already assembled. I think Whoever assembled them assembled these facing the wrong way. Or the wolf is just mooning the enemy. Bob, your shoulder pauldron's on backwards. My shoulder pauldron is not on backwards. The wolf is just mooning the enemy. Let's do a nice bright gold. What yellow should I go for my Space Wolves shoulder pads? Ah, yeah, for the 40K yellow, I would just go with a nice Averland Sunset. Maybe add a little bit of Irio yellow for the highlights. Hello. Space Wolves armor is described as a bunch of different ways in the Heresy. Sometimes described as dark gray, steel gray, thunder gray, etc. I love them. I think they're terrific. Whatever gray they use. I love looking at the iconography. I think I should have attached the Space Wolves Legion transfer sheet in this video, so you guys should be able to see that. It's like these Forge World Legion transfer sheets are so cool because they give you so many different options for decorating, especially the Space Wolves that tend to have lots of really ornate knotwork, Nordic, Celtic looking. It just looks so terrific. And look at all the apothecary symbols they have. That's like they got a whole line of apothecary symbols. So yeah, my idea is put one of these runes, these little ones, on the front of the shoulder pad, and then give them the wolf. But yeah, like this, I think this guy is the Dread Wolf. This is the Varigir symbol. So the Terminators, just such cool looking designs to put on the miniatures. Do you think remaining Thunder Warrior is still alive out there? No, I don't. But they are a cool concept. Because I think they were made to not last that long anyways, and then they were purged, Order 66 style, right? But I think like they were already, I read a novel where they're already kind of like falling apart after the Unification Wars. That's what they were called. Before the Great Crusade, there was the Emperor's Unification Wars to unite all of Earth under his banner and to start the act of forging out into space to reunite all the planets. And I think the Thunder Warriors were not meant to last too long. Yeah, I would think Trazen would definitely have one in his collection. I'm getting prepared to start my 30K wolves. Nice. Just waiting on some bits to come in so I can do my 40 Gray Slayers. Woo! Gonna do an Jar theme around Russ Pseudo. Great company. Beautiful. I love it. Every time somebody tells me they have like a theme for what they're doing, that always makes me happy. All right, I'm gonna use Necro Gold for the studs. Yeah, I decided to go with Space Wolves. I got a lot of stuff. I got Emperor's Children, Palatine Blades I need to paint. I've got a bunch of Blood Angels, 30K, Forge World stuff I want to paint. But I figured, oh, it's there's all these Space Wolf stuff coming out this July. Or this June and July. So I was like, let's paint up some of the Space Wolves I've got. Yeah, I got way more stuff to paint. And mostly Forge World, which makes me happy. I'm at that point in my life, guys, where it's like a... I don't want to say it's like a midlife crisis, but I feel like being able to afford to buy Forge World now is something that like the me from 20 years ago is like cheering on from the sidelines. You know, former me, past me is like, finally we can get all these miniatures that we saw when we were struggling to make ends meet. And it's like, guess what, buddy? Nothing's changed. You're just older and now you have kids. And now you can afford Forge World stuff. Thanks for the likes, everybody. Appreciate it. Papier, I haven't listened to it yet. Got it right here, so I'm gonna save it to my phone and check it out as soon as I can. I keep forgetting to actually plug it into YouTube and give it a listen while I'm working. And converted iron, I'm actually surprised that they haven't announced a new Russ miniature coming back like they did with Gilliman. And is there another Loyalist Primarch back yet? There isn't, right? Gilliman's the only one so far. I would think they would have. I would have thought that with the new Space Wolves release that they would have brought Russ back, but maybe they're they're holding him back for a little longer for something. A lot of songs on Spotify now. I'm not on Spotify, so I'm gonna have to see whatever they've got. Whatever he's got on YouTube is what I will give it a listen. Oh yeah, that's right. Hello, the lion. Thank you for reminding me. Everyone says he looks like Charles Dance, but I think he looks more like the Onion Knight than Sir Tywin. Yeah, I would think they would bring back Russ. They could bring back all of them, actually, but I think the ones that would make the most sense to play with the dynamics of Gilliman and the Angel, or not the Angel, but Gilliman and the Lion, would be Russ, because he's so wild, right? He's such a crazy guy. Maybe Yagatai Khan, too. He would be an interesting thing to throw in the mix, that, like, all of the Primarchs start coming back. The Loyalist Primarchs all have different ideas of what they should do with the Imperium, how bad it's gotten in the 40k setting. I would see Rogel Dorn like not standing for a lot of what's happening and the direction Gilliman's taken. So I don't know. Interesting theories, right? Because we can all speculate and wonder and guess, but until they actually do it, then yeah, Liam Cunningham. Thank you, Leo Film. Thank you. They gotta milk the hype. That's right. The features are definitely Davos Seaworth. Yep. Ferris and Sanguinius are the only ones you'd have a hard time justifying. Yeah, I think, you know what, though? With Belisarius' call, I wouldn't put it past Games Workshop to just pull some shenanigans and say, oh, we reverse engineered this gene seed and we cooked up another Primarch baby, so it's technically Sanguinius and Ferrus Manus. They're just not in their original bodies, and do some kind of shenanigans like that. It'd be interesting, though. It would be interesting. I'd love to see. I actually don't know if there's enough of a big fan base for Ferrus Manus, but definitely for Sanguinius. I think they'd wanna pump, like, get the cash machine going for that, because that would sell a lot of minis. A Sanguinius model with the angel wings, and that would be pretty cool. Vulcan would be good too. I don't even know where is Vulcan supposed to be in the current timeline. I don't know where he's at. The Emperor himself would have to rise from the throne before their return would make a lick of sense. Have you seen the Not Lehman Russ from RTLW? Yep, I have. I'm actually an affiliate of RTLW, so every once in a while I'll get like their emails and be like, hey, how's it going? And then they'll send me, like, I'll check out what they're doing, and they're coming out with so much stuff so fast now. Before, when I first started as a affiliate with them, they were coming out with releases, but it was pretty slow. It was like right around the time of the pandemic, and they weren't really releasing too much new stuff. And now it's like every month is more fun things to look at. All of their Space Wolf stuff, their not Space Wolf stuff it all looks really nice. I actually prefer, I've mentioned this a bunch of times, but I prefer RTLW's sculpts to others like Werex Minis and Cybor. I think some of the proportions, especially on the orcs for the Cybor stuff, they look a little weird, but the RTLW orcs, they look terrific. They look just like somebody lifted them out of the Games Workshop 40k orc design book. And they look like so nice. I have to finish painting. Like, I bought a bunch of their weird boys. I bought one of their docks that's got a patient slung over his shoulder, missing a leg, and the patient is like screaming and pounding on the dock with his fists, like, put me down, I want to fight. And there's the weird boy and the mech with the construction worker helmet. It's just so cool. Vulcan disappeared on Olenor, so maybe he's just stuck in the bowels of Armageddon. So I think I'm gonna get Vulpes Pink. Mm-hmm. The Lilac and Fulgrim Pink for the Tyrant's Whip. Fulgrim Pink is a very, very bright pink. I like pink horror. I think it's a pretty darker, more neutral pink color. But if you're gonna go with that pink triad, yeah, that looks like a good one to me. I like Vulpes Pink too. I think, as Biggs said, Vulpes Pink is a good, vibrant pink color to work with. I've also heard really good things about Dreadful Visage, that it can be used. It's a contrast paint, and you could use it over white or Wraithbone to create that washed out pink armor look that I see some of Games Workshop's Emperor's Children have. And that's actually like my favorite color pink to do Emperor's Children in, rather than the bubblegum Barbie pink. Just do Dreadful Visage over white. Cyborg takes me back. Yep, I will say I prefer RTLW style. It shows how quickly the hobby exploded in such a short period. Yep. If you look at their Voidborn, their witches, and their gladiators, their stuff looks so good. It's so well sculpted. It's beautiful to look at. And the only thing is, I don't think it really lines up with Games Workshop's. Like, you can't use them to sub in for a unit of witches, because I think the Artel one only comes with 6. So the numbers are slightly off, but I just love, like, all of their sculpts look so great. The the Dune style sandworm for the Eldar, it looks hilarious. You could do like all of their Eldar, their helmets have like little like turbans wrapped around them, so they look like they're on, what's that planet? The Dune planet with the sandworms. I never know like how to paint these wolf helmets, but I think they do get the same red eye lenses. I got the Caiaphas King. Yep, years ago I was really, really impressed. That was back when you hear Res and immediately think Finecast. Yeah, I love that the Caiaphas King is holding a cup of tea, and that Jurgen's holding a thermos for it. It's so funny. And he's got that melt-a-gun slung over his shoulder. Perfect. It's like the sculptors knew the assignment. They read the books, or they really studied the Wikipedia. And like they got everything about like his expression. He's got like a wry little half smile. And Jurgen's dress, like his uniform, looks very authentic to what a Valhallan ice warrior would look like. Yeah, the sculptors really, really nailed it. All right, thanks, Converted Iron. Hope you have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Thank you. Enter the wolf time. I don't know if you guys remember Great Jojo Man. prolific Warhammer painter and Warhammer YouTuber way back in the day. I wonder if he still does videos. I was just saying, enter the wolf time, and I couldn't remember which YouTuber said that I was like, oh yeah, I used to watch his videos all the time. What was his name? Great Jojo Man. All right, thanks for the likes. Thanks for the likes and the hearts to all of you in the chat. Just hanging out tells YouTube, tells the algorithm that my content is worth sharing. So I appreciate you being here. Definitely appreciate any super chats, but also the likes and the comments. All of that is engagement, and I appreciate all of it. So comment, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, all that good stuff. His uniform also looks like it's the wrong size. I'm not sure, but he might be wearing differently sized boots, but that might be the perspective of the promo pics. Ah. How many wolf guys do I have? Okay, these two have wolves. This guy's a wolf, so I'm only looking for two. One facing right and one facing left. Okay. So one facing right, one facing left. I think when I first got back into the hobby, one of the first things that I was reading in the novels, because I was like, I want to get into the fluff and the fiction, it was the Night Lords omnibus. And that was so awesome, but it really was dark and gritty and grim, and I was like, oof, this is pretty heavy stuff. So when I heard about the Caiaphas Cain series and how it was a lighthearted romp through the grim darkness of the 40K universe, I was like, that's something that I need, a little palate cleanser. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 4 runes. And so I got into that. I read the Brotherhood of the Snake with the silver snakes. I think they were called the silver snakes. And getting back into the hobby through the fiction was like a lot of fun. I talked to some guys that were into the hobby through just reading the Horus Heresy books. Not some guys, I think maybe just one guy. But I was talking to some guys about the fiction and the lore and all that good stuff. And yeah, you could do it just through the books. All right, I hear one of my babies calling you guys, so I might have to dip out for a minute to attend to the crying baby, because I'm a Warhammer painter and a YouTuber, but I'm a father first. So I'm gonna hit the mute button, and I will return when the baby calms down, hopefully very, very soon. spooky. All right. Time zone check papier. I hate the new set with the wolf helmets. Blood for the blood god. I grabbed one of these to munch on. Choco Mont, mini chocolate, mini biscuits. Realize I like to call them chocolate mushrooms. I forgot I had you stream in the other tab. Hey-oh! Oh. Fantastic. All right, what are we doing, folks? Let's start with our wolf heads. This is my favorite part of the painting process, putting on the transfers. Welcome, welcome to the 14 of you. So what I'm gonna do, because they're quite larger transfers, these shoulder pad insignias, will put them both into some micro set. And then I'll leave them here on the cap. That's funny. Or Boss Tay just started talking again. Yeah, that, man. My one daughter she's a trip. Like once it gets to this like witching hour, it's so hard to keep her down. All right, here we go. Beautiful. All right, time for the second one. Actually, you know what? Since we've got it here, I'm gonna take this rune transfer. Oh boy, this is my favorite part, but it's so tricky. I've already pulled it off. Ah, boy. All right. Oh, man. Ooh, nerve-wracking. These little ones. Nerve-wracking. It helps to use like, yeah, the stiff brush. Oh, jeez. That could have came out worse, I guess. Oh, that's one. These tiny transfers. Oh, no. Ooh, scary. Okay, here we go. Ooh. I don't know why I put myself through this torture, putting on these little runes. It's just fun. Nerve-wracking. Two more little mini runes left. That one folded in on itself. That one came out kind of weird. Man, that's a bummer. I think if I try to unfold it, it's gonna just ruin it some more. So how do I salvage it? Yeah, I don't know. Oops. The only thing I could try to do is dip it into some water. See if it'll unfold itself. Oh man. I just kind of made it worse. It's a little too convoluted for my liking to be like a Space Wolves rune. Okay, I'm gonna have to chalk this one up to a loss. Bummer. I hate losing transfers, but yeah, I don't want to waste too much more time on that. That's a bummer. Maybe maybe it's okay. Maybe I'll just say that maybe this one doesn't have a rune. He's special. Actually, he should have it. Maybe it's the wolf leader, the pack leader with the power axe that doesn't get one. Because he's got a bunch of fetishes on his already. So maybe you'll be the special guy. Ooh, dicey guy. Yes, this is like the smallest transfer. This transfer. Dicey guy, I'm so amazed that you're hanging out and you showed up in my stream. What a blast from the past. And the present. I still see you doing content on there. On the old YouTube. Dicey. Oh yeah, Dicey guy. Mega Tim Ho came out and he appeared and he's posting. He posted some videos. And I was like, Mega Tim Ho! The legendary Mega Tim Ho. So now I'm praying that Mikey's miscasts will also come out of retirement to post videos. All right, Dicey Guy's here. That instantly made my day. Makes me super happy. That came out pretty good. The OG YouTube people. We got Mikey's miscasts. Who else haven't we seen in a hot minute? Jam Jar, Ringo Simpkins, alternative artist, the legends. All right, wow, what an adventure. So what I'm gonna do now, because I want them all to eventually get up to this level, is I'm gonna base them. I gotta let the transfers dry. I don't want to do anything else with the transfers. But I'm so excited that Dicey guy is here. I'm gonna do some basing, some black paint, then some of the basing material, and then I'm gonna do the rims, and then I'm gonna call them done because the transfer work was the last thing. So that means that I've got 2 things done tonight during the live stream. In the last 2 hours, I got these 5-man unit of Space Wolves pretty much finished, painted up, and I got this Black Templar's Marshal finished, including transfer work and base work. So I think this one has had enough time to dry. Maybe I'll hit it with some of this. I got a lot of pushback from people who said just putting matte varnish like directly onto the miniature is like the work of a madman. So oops, I didn't know that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my matte varnish. Here we go. And I always thought matte varnish had an E at the end. GW needs to sponsor me because now I want some cosmic doggos. Yeah, I would love it. And I'm going to put it into my wet palette right here. Just put a little bit in the corner. And then I will take that matte varnish and put it on this Black Templar Marshal. Wait, why is matte varnish bad? It's not bad, but a couple people said you shouldn't put it directly onto the model. And I was like, okay, but like it's going directly onto the model anyway. What I did was I had it from the dropper bottle in one of my latest videos, and I just like, okay, just put some matte varnish on your transfer, bloop. And everybody's like, oh, don't take it directly from the dropper bottle. That's insane. Warboss Terry, you've gone mad. You've lost your mind. And I was like, what's the difference? It's not like a paint where it needs to be put on a wet palette and then thinned down. And people got their undersuits in a bunch. I don't know. Am I missing something? Maybe I'm missing something. Who can say? That's actually not great. Too much varnish will show. Now, it actually dries pretty clear. Or like it disappears when it dries. So this is what it looks like when I covered... I really like literally covered this entire shoulder pad in matte varnish. And so when it dries, it goes away. I live in northern Norway. High humidity becomes snow here. I'll just wipe most of it off so it's not as much to dry. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it looked like a lot. It did look like a lot. Coming out of the dropper bottle, going like straight onto the miniature. It did look like a lot. I think I ended with him, so let's work our way down the line. I just want to take the shine down a little bit. This is Vallejo matte varnish. I don't know if I mentioned that. To the 8 legends in the chat, thank you for hanging out. Hitting that like button tells the YouTube algorithm that you are enjoying my work and that other people might enjoy the live stream. So thank you for your support. If you feel so inclined, I would also appreciate a follow. Maybe consider becoming a channel member and joining. Membership gets you access to all of the digital downloads that I have available. On the Discord, you can download all of them. I've got hobby trackers, recipe cards, project planners, calendars, all sorts of stuff to help you fiddle away at everything but painting your miniatures. But I'll get all the planning done. You got to plan. You got to plan. And of course, if you want to just throw a one-time super chat, that would also be appreciated. Okay, so everything is done now. I can get on to the, you know, I'm trying to remember how I did it. I think I painted the cork first and then I glued the basic material and then I did the rim last. If I paint the rim first, then all the, I'm trying to glue on the basic material. So let's use my favorite new paint that I like to use. It's Contrast Black Templar. I used matte varnish over transfers for years, decades even now, never had a problem, but I guess different climates would affect it. I also use Vallejo matte varnish. Yeah, you know, I don't know. It could be a factor. Andreas, thank you. Thank you, appreciate it. Just getting everybody hyped with some space doggos. Yeah, okay, I remember with my test model, I did this first. I was actually toying with doing like my mountain basing and then trying to do some snow effects, but I don't think I'm as comfortable yet doing that. So I don't want to, I know practice makes perfect and I should just do it, but I wanted to whip these up fast and get them on the eBay store to take advantage of all the Space Wolves hype. Space Wolves and 30K hype. This is like a combo. Because you got the Horus Heresy box coming out pretty soon. I'm pretty sure, fingers crossed, I think I'm going to make a prediction that they're going to announce it very soon. And then it's going to go up for pre-order to purchase by the end of the month. I'm going to say it drops in July. I think. I don't know. Maybe not. I hope so. July is my birth month. It's my birthday month, guys. Me and my lady boss were both born in July. If you feel like donating me a set of Horus Heresy box Saturnine, then that would be a great birthday present. I'm just kidding, but not really. I can't afford it. I'm broke. I just looked at the bill for sending my son to summer fun and then his upcoming school year bill. And I'm like, oh boy. I can't believe my son is old enough to go to preschool already. Right. Do it, space doggos need to do them snow angels. I think I got some Vallejo diorama snow paste somewhere. It might, you know what though? It might be at my mother-in-law's house. But I do have the mountain basing stuff. I could do the first part. You have to pay for school in America, yes. We're sending my son to this like play-focused preschool. So it's like it's at a house that got converted to a school. And it's really cool because it's got like this huge play area out in the back. There's it connects to a pen, an animal pen. So it's like Dicey Guy's house where they have like chickens and animals. I loved all your videos, Dicey Guy, of your place. I love looking at like the little area around your house and how beautiful the mountains are. And oh man, just makes me want to get on a plane and fly up there. Not in the winter though, because I would freeze. I'm not built like like a space wolf. I'm built more like a halfling at this point. Most comfortable in temperate, warm, cozy locations. Thank you, Andreas. But yeah, what was I saying? It's got like a jungle gym, like a little sandbox with excavator toys that he can hop in. And when we took a look at the different preschools in the area, this was the one that seemed most fun for a boy. There's a cow that they feed like carrots. There's goats, and they can learn about like animals, and there's like a little garden and stuff. And I'm like, I would rather have him do that than send him to a preschool where they're gonna sit him in front of a TV and just watch Miss Rachel for like an hour and then take a nap. And I don't know, it's like everybody's got different approaches, right? But yeah, but even summer fun, he's only going 3 days a week, and I'm like looking at the bill and I'm like, holy cow, I gotta put some stuff up on eBay. I gotta make some sales. Second breakfast and chill. Yep. I saw this funny meme that was like, I swear I'm gonna go to sleep at a reasonable hour tonight, and I'm not gonna stay up late. And then me at 3 a.m. looking on the computer, Google, how is it that an Urukai knows what a menu is? And like, yeah, how do Urukais know what a menu is? Weren't they literally just popped out of the earth? Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. So Dicey, I've actually built up my old world Bretonian box, and I'm thinking about painting them up. But it's gonna be such a huge endeavor to do that on top of everything else. That's what scares me about it, because I know once I start, I'm not gonna want to stop. And I've been looking on like Twitter and Reddit at all the amazing Bretonian players out there. And I saw this one guy who won Best Painted for a local tournament that put strings on all of his little bows for his Bretonian bowmen. And I was like, yeah, I want to do that. And then I thought about how much work that's going to take. And I'm like, oh boy. So I asked him, like, how did you do the bowstrings? Because they look amazing. And he said just really small thread or string and super glue and tweezers. And I'm like, yep, that sounds like a whole lot of work. A whole lot of hard work. But it looks so cool. Because without it, your Bretonians look like they're just miming the action of firing a bow and arrow, pulling back the bowstring and letting loose, right? That's the one thing that I'm sad like Games Workshop doesn't do more, like the realistic looking bows with bowstrings. So I'm tempted. I'm tempted when I start my Bretonians. Like I really want to give them all bowstrings, even though it's gonna drive me insane. The rule of cool. Isn't it such a? It's like such a small thing putting your models on like little pieces of ripped up cork, but they look pretty amazing. Based. Now I'm gonna let that dry. Once that's dry, I'm going to paint the rims, and that is gonna be it. So for my live stream tonight, I painted this Black Templar Marshal, and I painted this Space Wolves Legion Tactical Support Squad, 5-man unit armed with Volkite calivers. I was thinking next of finishing the rest of this unit of Varo Terminators, because once these are painted, they'll look pretty cool. Oh, gotta tone down that number 6. I'm thinking of doing a 40K color scheme. Yeah, it is a lot, Leo film. 40K color scheme on some knights, as I'm thinking in my mind, the fantasy Warhammer is actually a planet in 40K or even the Emperor Dream. Ooh, yeah. For my last live stream, I painted an axe and part of a hat. But I bet it came out really good, Leo. I bet it came out really, really fire. I learned just by being on Twitter, you can't compare yourself to other painters, because if I did, I would be on Twitter just like breaking all of my paintbrushes because of how nice some of the miniatures are. Sometimes I look at some of the people painting and posting stuff on Twitter or X, and I'm like, it just looks too good. I can't match this quality. And yeah, it's true. You can't match other people's quality. You just got to do your own thing. Can you show us the beard again closer? Yes, Andres, I can. The trick with this is you do Mornfang Brown, and then you add a little bit of Rakarth Flesh as the highlight. And then when you paint the highlight, there's only 3 places where I paint the highlights for the beard and for the hair, any kind of hair. Paint the highlights at the base, at the roots, then at the very tips, and at any raised areas, or at the center wherever the hair bends or flows. So you're gonna see the highlights that I painted usually stick to the roots, the tips, and right at the center of the strands. That's gonna give you the best looking result from far away. From the table away, people are gonna see it and they're gonna be like, oh, that's some really nicely painted hair, but it's super simple. Highlights are gonna look clean, and it's very easy to do. Lovely beard, bro. Thank you, Dicey Guy. Thank you. I was also thinking of building the rest of this combat patrol box. the Crusader squad. Yeah, what is it? A Crusader squad, some Primaris intercessors, and that floating tank transport that the Space Marines have. But I always think, building on stream is not as interesting to watch as painting is. I would rather watch someone paint than build, but I don't know, everybody's different. Very excited for the new Heresy 2 Dark Skull. I am super looking forward to it. I've got so many miniatures that I need to paint in order to get myself ready for it. I did also promise, the one from the past voted on, as a channel member, I ask my channel members like what they would like me to paint on stream. Excuse me. And the one from the past voted to, he's the only one that voted actually, because I only have 3 channel members, and the one from the past is very, very good at keeping up with the like my channel polls. So he voted for me to paint this on live stream. So I actually think I'm going to do this instead of the Varigir Terminators. So this is for the one from the past. I have my reference pictures already all picked out, and this is what we're going to do. So let's move the Deathsworn, Varo Red Blade, and my Varigir Terminators to the side. Then everything that I painted in the stream, I'll keep as a little visual, like, scorecard. Like, look at what I painted on stream tonight. Right on, happy. All right, here we go. This guy's a beast. I would be so tempted to make them chaosy. All right. So if you look at their, sometimes when I'm not sure about a color scheme, I look at their 360 view, but sometimes that's not enough either. So I checked out the Joy Toy, and that's what gave me all of the like visual reference for this whole model. Except that, I wonder what that is. That wolf's head at the bottom of the axe. So I'm just gonna paint it what I remember, and we're gonna start with this. The wrapping for his axe is gonna be Doombull Brown. I believe it's a gray wolf pelt that goes up to like white, but I'm gonna make him brown because the armor is gonna be gray, and the cape is gonna be red. For the cape, let's start with corn red, and I'm gonna use a golden maple brush. I've got a link in my description. If you guys want to get the set that this brush comes in, you get like 7 brushes in this set. And full disclosure, I am now an affiliate of Golden Maple Paintbrushes. So ya boy got a deal. I have these 4 paintbrushes and 3 dry brushes. I think these are going to be good for like vehicles and terrain, so I'm kind of saving those. I was experimenting with this one, this small dry brush, and it's terrific. It works really well. So I want to show you just how well it works. What I like to use dry brushes for, these larger ones, or like in my opinion larger ones, is to get a majority of paint onto a large surface like this cape without showing like brush strokes. This whole thing goes on so easily. You just got to watch out that it's kind of messy. You don't get too much control. So yeah, if you click the link in my description, just read the description how to do it. Click the link, it's going to take you to where you can purchase this set of brushes. And if you use the code WART, capital WAR, and then T, then the letter T, then you'll get 10% off your order. Golden Maple brushes, I've actually used them before I even reached out to them to be a brand ambassador, I guess you would call it, an affiliate. And I really like the quality of their brushes. Their paint brushes are pretty good. So check it out. And yeah, use the promo code so you can get that discount. 10% off is no joke in today's economy. All right, so now that I've gotten the majority, I'm gonna go in with my other paint brushes, and I'm going to paint the rest of the inside as well as the outside of the cape. Yeah, I mean, Games Workshop is smart to do all this hype build up for Horus Heresy 3. What if I was them? What I would be doing is showing more people doing paint jobs, like painting the models instead of doing. They're doing like a lot of articles to talk about the lore of the Legion and what were they doing during the Horus Heresy and the lead up and the betrayal, the drop site massacre. And then, yeah, that's fine, but like show some models. Don't just show me blocks of text. Like if you want to sell the models, show the models. I think yesterday they showed some like really well painted Iron Warriors, and Iron Warriors on Reddit like blew up, and everybody's like, "Oh, is this a new model? Are we getting plastic this and plastic that?" Is, oh no, that's just a reposing of the resin figures. It's like, oh wow, I didn't know that. So when people see the miniatures, that's what hypes them up. Like you can talk about the rules and what you're doing with the game all day long, but until people see some painted minis, that's what's gonna sell your game. Then I thought, like, this is it's right at the start of the Horus Heresy, you know. So like the drop site massacre happens right after Istvan 3, or a little bit after Istvan 3. So this is still right at the beginning of the heresy. You're gonna have people painting their Mark II Space Marines as all these legions. You could have people painting, showing off paint jobs of their Space Marines in like pre-Legion colors and pre-Legion like not war bands. What's the word I'm looking for? Like little armies of warhounds and dusk raiders and Luna wolves before they became the Sons of Horus. That would be cool. All right, then I think the back banner is like a dark, it's like a black. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go with Corvus black. Do I have some painted Astra Militarum? I don't think I do. You know what I do? I've got some Death Corps of Krieg packed away somewhere. I had some Cadian shock troopers, but I think I sold them. Developed an alert in the morning. So we'll do a little bit more painting, and then I am going to. My lady boss is texting me that I need to get to bed, so I can take the boar to his preschool in the morning. It's the week of the 4th of July. It's like the first week of July, so they're doing a bunch of like Americana arts and crafts at school. It's really cute. He's doing art, right? And he's doing arts and crafts, and he's bringing them home, and he's at that age where he's super proud of all of his little art projects. And like I see him, and it's like, it makes me proud. It makes me a proud dad to see my son really into art. I like Corvus Black as It's like a step down from Mechanicus Standard Gray and a step up from actual black. Kale Jacobs, thank you. What about Bane? Yes, Commissar Bane. Commissar Bane is packed away too. The last time I had the boys out was at the in-laws' house. So all of those guys are Igor, Commissar Bane, Lewis. They're in a plastic tub somewhere next to me. Ooh la la, the lady commands you to bed. Yeah. I want to do a little bit more. Please, mommy, can I stay up a little bit longer? Are you still painting your Krieg? That was the last time I watched you. Yes, I am. You know, it's actually funny. I have been commissioned by a regular customer, client, I guess you would call them, to paint a Krieg army box, as well as a Krieg command squad and a Krieg heavy weapons box. That's what those are. So he's shipping them to me. So as soon as I get them, I'm gonna get to work on those. So everything else is gonna kind of take a back seat, just like when he shipped me that Death Company box. You might remember I did a Death Company project in May, going into June, and so like because it's a commission, everything else kind of has to take a pause for a little bit. So I want to see if I can finish painting these Space Wolves and get a little bit more of the resin Forge World Krieg stuff done first, because I do have a ton of just my Krieg, Death Corps of Krieg minis that I need to get painted and up on eBay. Congratulations, Kale. You're about to finish your final Krieg minis. Are you posting in the Discord? I don't remember if I've seen your stuff in my Discord. Your Krieg. Your Death Corps. It's so cute. We got a flyer that I guess they're organizing on the street where I live. They're organizing a parade on the 4th of July. So they said, have your kids decorate their bicycles and you can come out and walk in this parade on Friday morning. It's just going to go like up and down the neighborhood. And I was like, that's really cute. And it's going to end up at one of my neighbors' houses with some hot dogs and hamburgers and little swimming pool party. Like, this is really nice. This is nice. This is the kind of neighborhood that I always wanted to live in. You see on TV as a kid. They do nice neighborhoody things. Okay, I'll be right back, chat. Hang on right here. Yeah, get on the Discord, man. Love to see them. I always love seeing new things. New minis, people painting whatever they're working on. All right, Rhinox hide for this belt. Converted iron, welcome back. Look at how well designed this miniature is. The belt goes like over the shield and like around and over the shoulder. It's so well thought out. All right, to the 23 of you who are hanging out, thank you for joining me for my live stream. I'm about to wrap it up, but I want to do a little bit more work here before I go. And I just want to say thank you for joining me. Your being here, even if you never comment, just you having me playing in the background tells YouTube that my content is good enough to be pushed out to other people. So I appreciate it. I would really appreciate it if you throw me a heart, like the video, subscribe, leave a comment if you want to, all that good stuff. All of that really helps to get the channel more noticed, and I appreciate it. I'd also appreciate if you consider giving me a super chat. That would be really awesome. If not, I know times are hard everywhere. Times are hard here too. So just like I said, you being here is it really means the world. If you can't afford a super chat, but you would like to support me on a monthly basis, you could become a channel member. That gives you access to a bunch of my digital downloads for free. You can also take part in voting on what I paint during these live streams. It's the reason why I'm painting this Praetor right now instead of painting some Varigear Terminators or building up some more Black Templars. My channel members voted for me to paint this Praetor. So they have spoken, and I must obey. Iron within, iron without, converted iron. Oh, thank you for the super chat, brother. Thank you, brother. I'm so glad I continued to live stream until you returned. Kale Jacob, what's your Discord? I would love to share my models and get your feedback. Yeah, my Discord should be in the this live stream's description, as well as in the, I don't know if I did the pin comment thing, but it's definitely in this video description. And if it's not, just click on my channel name and go to any of my channels. For some reason, it kills a lot of my Discord links. So if you try to click on the Discord link and it leads you to a dead end, then just find another video and it should direct you correctly. I don't know why it does that, because I go into the Discord and I go into where it says edit the links, and then it says when would you like the link to expire, and I feel like I've been saying never expire for a long time, but people always like comment and say, hey, your link is broken, your link doesn't work. I tried to go to your Discord and the link doesn't work. So if that happens, I'm sure there's a bunch of other videos where that Discord link works. So that's terrible. Like, why would you make it so that a link expires if you're going to invite somebody to join a Discord server? Why would you ever want that link to expire? Thank you, Converted Iron. I appreciate that so much. I really enjoy your channel. You do good work, man. Thank you, man. Thank you, thank you. Dicey Guy had the same issue. On this video, Dicey Guy, do I have to, maybe I have to like reconfigure this, the dumb link to this video. I hope not. There is a lot of trim, so what I might have to do is come back after I study the photos a little bit more. That would be a good place to end the stream. I'll do the rest of the trim that I'm for certain about, and then I will reconvene at a more knowledgeable time. I'm a little bit more confident about what I'm doing. I did see this in the Joy Toy version. Up here is gold. Yeah, I gotta see how much of this helmet is actually gold and how much of it is not the trim. It's so cool. This is such a great model. The link is not valid to Discord. Okay, then. If you can find another video converted iron, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to go into Discord and reset the link to never expire, and then upload it to the video description for this live stream. But yeah, any other video should hopefully work, and then I will get that problem fixed as soon as possible. That's a bummer. I need to find a way to make that. Maybe I have to like manually double and triple check before I start every single live stream, so that when I fill out all the details for the live stream, I gotta like double, triple check that the link is always a good one. It's not gonna lead to a dead end. It's so embarrassing. I hate when that happens. What kind of amateur hour live stream are you running, Warboss Tay? It's funny. It's like when you try to be a YouTuber, all of a sudden you can't just you can't just be focused on what you do on your channel. Like, I just want to paint miniatures. Nope, you gotta learn how to do the Discord, and you gotta learn a whole bunch of different skills. And not complaining. This is how I want to make my bread eventually, just painting miniatures and filming stuff on YouTube. But it is a whole discipline. So what I did with this model, with all of my Space Wolves, I'm gonna just get a little messy here at the end, is I dry brushed all of them with, I think first it was Mechanicus Standard Gray and then Dawnstone. So now I'm just gonna go back and clean up. Yeah, I appreciate it. So if there's anything that I can do, any videos that you want to see me try to do, then just let me know. I'm gonna try to clean up with some Eshin Gray. Eshin Gray is a little bit darker than this Dawnstone highlight, so I'm kind of taking it down 2 steps. Instead of dropping it down to Dawnstone to clean up my Necro Gold mistakes, I'm dropping it down 2 steps all the way to Eshin Gray, so that I can build up that gray color around where I was making the mistakes. You don't have to do this. If you make a mistake when you're painting, I always say just go back down one step. So me going down 2 steps is just out of an abundance of caution. But like really, I could have just gone down to Dawnstone and been fine. Excuse me. Also, where's my Dawnstone? Ah, here it is. Okay. So now, for all the areas that I hit with the Eshin Gray, I'm going to come back in with my Dawnstone here and just clean everything up one more time. Bring the highlights back the way that I want to. I think if this was just like a regular line tactical squad infantry guy, I wouldn't have bothered going all the way down to Eshin Gray, but it does look good. Building that highlight back up. Yeah, I think if I only went down to Dawnstone, then a lot of this would still look not correct. So see, I still do have to go back and hit that trim one more time with a very fine line of Necro Gold. When I fixed up the armor, I did end up covering some of that gold color again. Love Necro Gold so much. It's my go-to gold. I used to just use it for like old miniatures, evil miniatures, magical miniatures from like different armies, but it's such a great looking gold color. It goes on so well and so like it covers so well. It might be my favorite paint in my whole collection. Yeah, I gotta look and see how am I gonna do all this trim? What is trim and what is armor? All right, oh, and there's a shield too. There's a shield too that I can work on. So what else can I hit before I head on out of here? There's some rope he's got wrapped around his waist. The Space Wolves are such an interesting army. Like their whole aesthetic, their whole shtick of them being space Vikings, but also very wolf themed. I feel like it's embodied really well in this sculpt. This guy looks like a warrior. And he's got like a bunch of, like his armor looks really well sculpted and like it was done by a craftsman. But it looks like he's also seen a lot of war and a lot of battle. Yeah, really nice. Okay, I gotta do some silver, and then we'll hit the bone, and he's got a pouch. I just noticed, so we'll paint that in Rhinox hide because that's my dark leather. Rhinox hide followed with a highlight of scrag brown. You don't even need to shade Rhinox hide because it's so dark. You don't have to hit it with an Agrax Earth shade. Yeah, I thought so. There might be on both sides. So Rhinox hide is a base coat. Just let that dry, and then we're gonna come back with the scrag brown, and it's gonna look beautiful. Hey, Lucas, thank you. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate that very much. Okay, you know, let's actually do the bones first. Then we'll be able to see, hello, Osiris. Then we'll be able to see where we are. You can start with Rakarth Flesh. I'm just gonna go bold. I'm gonna go big and loud by hitting these fangs with Wraithbone, which is like actually the highlight color. But I'm just gonna go for it. Thank you for the likes, appreciate it. Again, thank you Converted Iron for the super chat. Really made my morning. What model is that? That's a Space Wolves Praetor from Forge World. Hassan, thank you. So this was actually voted on by channel members. If you would like to join the channel and take part in all of my polls and be responsible for steering and guiding my channel's content, then you can become a channel member for as low as $2.99 a month. Let's hit this with the silver already. I really was thinking that I would come back to this model later, but I feel like I'm on a roll, guys. So I'm just gonna power through and see if we can finish this guy tonight. I love the sculpted design on the axe. That looks so cool. I feel like this model it's like carrying the Space Wolves range right now. It looks so great. Let's do silver for the engine bits. And the top, and then we'll do all these other bits in gold. That might not be right, but that's okay. It's no longer night, is it? Oh my goodness. Gotta go to work. All right, Lucas, thank you. Have a good one, buddy. It feels like it is. What time is it? 5:10. Oh, boy. The power of the wolf has overtaken me, though. I'm gonna tell that to my wife in the morning. She's still gonna hit me in the head with a frying pan. But honey, the power of the wolf overtook me. Power, this frying pan's about to overtake you. My wife would kill me if she knew that's how I made her sound in this live stream. Why you make me sound like that? I'm gonna hit you again with this frying pan. Ka-dong. (2:11 in the afternoon). It's 8:10 p.m. here in West Australia. Adam Sanders, that's where the one from the past is also. Channel member. Very cool. Got a large following from Australia. Or larger than I thought I would have. Yeah. Osiris, Wolves was my first army back then in the early 2000s. Still loving these models. Yeah, I love her. I love her so much. I can't believe my lady boss has stuck with me. Sometimes I catch myself just like looking at my wife, and I'm like, man, how did I get so lucky? Because I'm still just like I'm like a big kid, and I got so lucky to find somebody. It's like that's all we can hope for. I'm gonna do this helmet crest in gold, and I'm just gonna go for it, guys. I don't have time to research what's trim and what's helmet. I'm gonna use the power of the wolf. There's also, if you do get this guy, this miniature, there's also a unhelmeted head. I mentioned this earlier, but the helmeted head is awesome because it's got this tall crest. Looks really great, but the unhelmeted head has this big, massive, like orange beard. I guess you could paint it however you want, but I've always seen it painted with like orange, bright orange hair. It looks so cool. If I had a second Praetor, I might try to paint it up like that. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just paint this entire, yeah, let's do it like this. This entire front part in gold. That's pretty awesome. I'm totally okay with that. I think that's great. Yep, welcome to the Warboss Day live stream where we chat. We talk about manly things like loving our wives, and we paint awesome miniatures. A while ago when they first came out, I wasn't a fan of contrast paints. I thought that they went on too thinly, and that when you use them, you can tell that you're not using a quote-unquote regular paint because they were too thin. And I think I still look at some people who use them, and I can still see why I never liked them. But some of them, like this Black Templar's paint, I think is absolutely like invaluable now to my needs as a painter. So I'm a huge fan. My missus says, at least I don't spend all my time at the pub. Yep, that's right. As long as you get the stuff done, no worries. Golden boy, who's a good doggo. Oh yeah, manly men thing. Where's my pink soda pop? All right. A little bit more to go, and then we will have finished. Man, what a haul for tonight. And you have to remember that I was gone out of the stream for a good while. Right, Leo? I was taking care of my screaming baby, so I was gone for a little while, and the stream was just running. And so when I look at how long, like, I've been streaming for, 3 hours, not all of that was painting time. Look at this amazing shield. This shield is so cool. Awesome job, bro, from Virginia here. Thank you, Jesse Thomas. Yep, like my goal is to make it here on YouTube, you know? I want to make it and be successful. Then I don't have to go to a back-breaking job again. I can stay, raise my family, be a good dad, and be available. Not that working is bad. I mean, like, I used to love working at FedEx. Just it was hard on my family, and it was hard on my wife being at home by herself with the kids, or with the kid at the time. I only had my son, so I can't imagine leaving her alone with all 3 babies at this point. And we can't afford a babysitter, so it's like I don't have a choice. I gotta make it. I gotta make this YouTube slash eBay slash commission painting thing work. It's the only thing that I can do. I gotta make it work. All right. Stay-at-home dad is the life. Just wish I could. Yeah, I know. The space was look bloody good. Thank you, average dude. Appreciate you. Wait, 3 kids. You're gonna be a cool dad. Thank you, Chaos Marine Enjoyer. Yeah, dicey guy. I've got my son who's 3 years old now. You might remember him, and we had twins, 2 girls. Last January, February, March, April. Last April, 4/4/24 is their birthday. So first I was like, maybe I can go back to FedEx, and then the girls came, and I'm like, I can't leave for like a full-time job. Like I have to earn a full-time income, but be at home, because we are too far away from the in-laws, and you can't work remote at FedEx. You have to be driving the trucks, delivering packages. So I've been looking online to see what I can do remotely. There's not much for my area for a person of my talents. So I'm like, you know what? I like to paint Warhammers. I like to do YouTube. So I'm gonna see if I can paint and do YouTube. And so I've been trying to hustle for commissions, see who wants their armies painted, and hustle for super chats and these live streams. And it's been going pretty good. But there's no way that I can say this has replaced my full-time salary yet. Of course, I'm not doing it full-time. That's the thing. Like, you want to not have to put in the same amount of hours. I don't know. I would much rather put in the same amount of hours than here on YouTube than at a job that's not good for my health. You know what I mean? All right. We're cooking here, chat. We're cooking. I'm doing the silvers now. And I think once we get to a place that I'm happy and comfortable with, and I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to collapse in bed long enough to get a couple of winks before I have to take my son to school. Gotta keep remembering the camera is over here, so paint on camera. Nobody can see what you're doing over there. The thing is, I really love, like, it's not like work to me. You know what that old saying, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life? Like, I love painting miniatures. I love the game Warhammer. I've been an avid Warhammer fan since I was a little baby. So, Ancient Demon, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Damn, hell, I hope you get it working, dude. Thanks, Dicey Guy. Me too. And I hope you get it working too. I hope one of us figures it out and then shares what we learn with the other one. And we'll all learn together how to be a success. Woohoo! Dicey Guy! My brother, thank you so much. I don't know what that translates to. Thank you so much. Oh man, I appreciate that. You're gonna make me cry. Could just be like my exhaustion, but I feel like the smallest things now set me off. And I'm like, oh, it's because I live in California. I'm so in touch with my feelings here. Ah, damn it. But yeah, I appreciate that, Dicey. Really, thank you so much, man. I'll tell my lady boss that I was hanging out with you. She always asks after like my longtime homies. She's like, who popped up in the stream? I tell her, oh, Dicey Guy was there. He sent me a super chat, super sticker. Average dude, my dad showed me Warhammer when I was little. Dude, $1 is totally cool, my brother. $1 is totally cool. It's one more. It's you know what it is? It's like a little like push. You know what I'm saying? It's like a momentum. Even if it's $1 and like, because I know how hard it is to like part with any kind of money. Times are hard around the world, so that's why I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. I am super grateful because I'm super aware of like how far $1 can go and what else you could have been using that dollar for. So thank you, man. Thank you. All right. There's a chain here on this side. Back at it, funny creature. I'm painting Space Ghost 2. It's hard. Element Gaming, what do you mean it's hard? It's not hard. It's tedious. Is there any Warhammer stores near you because you can work as a painter there? No, there's not. There's what we call like hobby stores, but they're not Warhammer stores. They're all they sell a bunch of different things. You know, you could have like comic stores. But yeah, there's a store that's not too far from me, but I don't know. There's some stores you walk into and you get like a weird feeling. You know what I mean? Like the staff just seem a little too fake friendly. And I don't know. I was just, this one store that I went into, I was just not really feeling it. So I was like, I'm good. Thank you. And they're like, oh no, you should come in. You're a painter? You should come in. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes you just get a funny feeling around people. And I was like, okay, I'm good. Thank you. Nothing against you. I'm sure you're a perfectly lovely person. But I got to get out of here. You know, it's funny because when I was growing up back in Hawaii, I was really into like theater and the performing arts. And now I cannot, like I used to always be, I don't want to toot my own horn, but like I would be recognized in public but especially not by anyone important, but like by old women, old people who go to see theater shows because that's like all they do. And I would get recognized sometimes, and I would be like, "Oh, thank you so much," and they'd be like, "Oh, we loved you in Les Mis or whatever show I was doing," and I'd be like, "Oh, thank you so much, thank you for coming and supporting the arts. Thank you so much." And now it's like I don't even want to go out. I just want to stay at home and paint Warhammers. My wife is like, "Hey, you want to go to the mall?" No. She's like, "Hey, you want to run to Target?" Not really. I don't want to see people. I want to paint my little resin Viking dudes. I just want to paint my little resin Viking dudes. It's because I'm still new to hobby and painting. Oh, okay, element gaming, yeah. It's just a bunch of practice. This whole hobby is just practice over and over. And then, if you're lucky, you find miniatures that you like, that you enjoy painting, so that practicing over and over and over like this, getting good at certain techniques, you can move over, replicate, and switch over to other different armies. That's what this hobby is all about. So don't worry about it. You'll get better. This is a great community. If there's any questions, if you're ever unsure about like a technique or how to do something, then this is such a great community. You can just ask, and 9 times out of 10, people are nice enough to help you. And there are other hobbies and other communities where you ask a question like, "Hey, how do I do this?" And then people will like go, "LOL, get good, noob." And like, that's not this community. Our community is awesome. All right, I gotta get back down to this chat. So when are we getting part 2 of the War Boss Tape podcast? Last episode was 11 years ago. Funny creature, you're so silly. Oh my goodness. That podcast, I think somebody asked me, Dave F asked me like, "Oh, you have an Instagram. You should post more stuff on Instagram." And I'm like, I wish I could. I wish I could post more stuff on Instagram. I wish I could sit down and record more episodes of the podcast that I started. I think if I can make this work, if I can be successful at this, then I'm gonna find a way to do all the stuff that I wanted to do when I had a full-time job in 0 time. Like, I want to do the podcast. I want to do more Instagram. I want to get more engaged on like YouTube and do like YouTube shorts and long form videos every day. And I gotta find Scrag Brown, because once you guys see Scrag Brown on Rhinox Hide, it's gonna blow your minds. It really does like elevate leather. And you could, the great thing is you could use it on any army. Like, I've used it on my Death Corps of Krieg. I've used it on like my Chaos guys. I've used it on my dwarves. You can also use something like XV88 for like a mid color between your Rhinox Hide and your Scrag Brown, but really the Scrag Brown is it's like the secret color that not too many people use yet. Yeah, this color right here, Scrag Brown, it's a strange color. Not too many people use it. And it's strange because I don't think you would just use it by itself. It has to be used to complement a darker color and make it look like leather. So here, let me show you the method to the madness. You're really just gonna do a fine edge highlight, and what this is gonna do is create that distressed leather look. But yeah, you're not doing much. In fact, if you want to do like little, if you're not comfortable doing edge highlighting and you'd rather do like this, you could do what I call little stitches instead, where you just do tiny little scratches with just the tip of your brush. So it creates an edge highlight, but it's chunky and random looking. But it's going to create the illusion of stretching the material. Now what I could do at this point is also add in some, like do a layer of Agrax Earthshade, but I don't think it needs it. See, look at that. Doesn't that look like a real leather, just like that? It's just two colors, Rhinox Hide and Scrag Brown on top of it. That's amazing. You can have that tip for free. Night Lords are hell to paint. Yes, they are. 40k Night Lords have way too much trim. Do you use magnifying glasses, Belphegor? I do not. I use my naked eyeballs. Gut feelings are important to listen to. By the way, you written some books too. I did, yeah. If you check out Sup Nerds, I'm getting into Space Wolves too. Awesome. Steady your hands, relax, and wash your brush as often as some core elements to get in as soon as possible. Yep. Average dude, I think the hardest Legion to paint is either any Chaos with a lot of trim or the Imperial Fist because of stupid yellow. Yes. No tuba tutorial. Tuba? Who had a tuba? Was I painting a miniature with a tuba? Your shorts are good, dude. Aw, thank you, Dicey. I think mine is dried up. Using a brown, Scrag Brown. Using a brown primer has worked really well for Space Wolves. If you leave it in the recesses, it makes it all look dirty and grimdark. That's a great tip, 10 of Hearts. Yeah, but my tip for the night, the combo of using Rhinox Hide and then Scrag Brown to give yourself a very realistic, authentic looking leather. All right, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy. Let's go one further and do some Xandri dust. I want to use my dry brush from Golden Maple, and I want to see how this works for doing some fur. I haven't used it on fur yet, so this is... Oh, Mrs. Warboss played the tuba, though it might be in the non-tuba Mandela universe. Funny creature, we are in the Lady Boss played the trombone universe. I think we actually still have it in the garage. And I was like, are you gonna play this ever again? She's like, I might donate it or give it to the kids. No worries, no worries. My Scrag Brown is fine, actually, that's good. Funny creature, I'm actually surprised you remember that detail of the Lady Boss having interests such as the tuba, or the trombone rather. It's funny, my dad actually played the trombone in a marching band. Find the trombone. It's Marsh. We did a bit about it ages ago. Which triad was it originally a part of? Is it the third step after Rhinox and Doombull? You know, I haven't done Rhinox and Doombull. I could see that though. I would also do, you could also do Rhinox and... Yeah, I think Scrag is definitely the third step. You could do Rhinox and like this orangey brown XB88 might work. Because Scrag Brown is more of a reddish orangey brown. I don't know. I have to test it out. That's the fun thing about painting. Like, you can always test your theories. All right, so next, I got these brushes from Golden Maple. I'm gonna plug the sponsor again. I got the link in the description. Use the promo code WART, W-A-R-T. For some reason, Golden Maple thought it would be hilarious if my promo code was WART. I think it's because, Warboss Tay starts with T, his name starts with War, we'll just give him the promo code WART. And I was like, this is the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen in my life. I got the email and I opened it up and I was like, have your viewers use promo code WART. And I was like, I cannot tell my viewers to use promo code WART. But then, just like Obi-Wan Kenobi appeared to Luke as a Force ghost, all of my ancestors, all of my male ancestors who've passed away, they appeared to me in a vision. And they're like, this is the funniest dad joke. We couldn't write anything funnier. Promo code WART. And I was like, okay, I guess so. And my lady boss was like, you should go into a Sword in the Stone and find the clip where Sir Ecto yells out, "What? What?" Storing in the background. Yeah, I can't believe my promo code is WART. That is Dookie Dog. Okay, he's not snoring now, but when he gets very comfortable and he's just hanging out with me, then he'll usually start snoring like a lumberjack. Sorry about that. All right. Dookie was clonked out. Yeah, he had a long day of doing nothing but barking at all the squirrels that run by the window. The wolf. Oh, maybe that's who I'm channeling. Maybe I'm channeling Dookie Dog while I paint this this wolf pelt. All right, you know what? I'm gonna do a little bit of a pop highlight with Evil Sun Scarlet on top of Mephiston Red. Every time I think I'm done and I'm like, okay, I can call it there, I find something else that I want to improve on, which is good, but at some point I do have to clock out. This is such a, Evil Sun Scarlet is such a bright red. I'm like, I really can't, I can't go too much brighter than this. And I think I can only use it as a highlight. Like, I really want to see the corn red underneath so that we can see that contrast, you know what I mean? If you paint the whole thing Evil Sun Scarlet, then it's this bright, vibrant red, but you're not gonna catch any of the darker tones underneath. So like over here, just like a subtle buildup of the color. That is some amazing painting skill. Unknown bystander, thank you. Can't even paint miniature. Hey, you never know until you try, man. And what I like to say is you never know until you try. For 20 years, I don't even know how long I've been painting, but my first YouTube video was in November of 2009, if you can believe that. And that was before, that was in the days of the flip camera, when they were trying to sell you on, oh yeah, this flip camera is amazing. You can film stuff on it, and then you can just plug it into your computer and upload it into your computer. Then you can go to this website called YouTube, and you can posted on YouTube. I think 18-year-old me was like, oh, really? Not 18-year-old me. I wasn't 18. I haven't been 18 in 84 years. All right, so Corvus Black, highlighting it now with Eshin Gray. That's why it's so subtle. It's a really subtle highlight. So if you don't want your highlight to look very like garish, it looks terrific. Look at that. To highlight black, I think Corvus Black. This is a nice dark gray black, and then on top of that, Eshin Gray. That's all you need. It's so good already. I'm trying to decide if I want to do some panel lining, but it looks so good. I don't want to screw it up. You know what I need? A little bit of Administratum Gray to make these little stone pieces, these runes, pop up a bit. Yeah, that's great. Then there's a couple more fangs on his bolt pistol. I managed to fix that Vindicator. The vegetable oil trick worked. I should throw some photos on the Discord. Yes! Yes, definitely. I prefer my blacks to be not neutral. Usually I just paint something in a saturated color, shadows and highlights and all, and then apply black speed paint. Very cool, yeah. Definitely do that. I think I'm gonna have to do something to make the wolf look a little bit more natural. I do like that he's a brown, shaggy brown wolf though. So maybe I'll do like an Agrax Earthshade wash just to tone him down. And then I gotta add like some bone color highlights. I do like the brown though. The brown is a nice contrast for the fur pelt rather than doing like a gray wolf just because he's wearing gray armor. The brown on top of the red cape looks pretty good. I think I gotta cover up a little bit of a gold paint on his mask. All right, guys and gals, I hear my baby crying, so I'm gonna go tend to that. I want to thank you for joining me. Don't forget to head to the Discord again, and we will see you in the next video. It's great seeing all of you. Hope you all have a great day. Later.